This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Off the heels of Minister of National Security Wayne Munro revealing that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine who was shot and killed by police on Monday morning had mental health issues, Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Dr. Raymond King suggesting that information should not have been disclosed. Commodore King was responding to questions of confirmation that the fallen Marine, leading seaman Rodney Adderley, had a history of mental issues. He in turn had this response.
The Honorable Minister was advised by myself based on the advice from my force medical officer, and he took the liberty of disclosing that to the public. I see it as privileged information between a physician, a medical professional, and a client. So I would want to refrain from any comment in terms of his medical condition without consent of the family.
According to police reports, officers from the operations unit were on routine patrols when they were dispatched to a complaint of a suspicious vehicle parked on Dunmore Avenue, Chippingham, on Majority Rule Day. It's reported that when ordered out of the vehicle, the man, later identified as Adderley, charged at one of the officers and attempted to disarm him. The officer discharged his service weapon at Adderley, hitting him in the upper body, fatally wounding him. Minister Munro has gone on record to say that the body cam footage from the incident is consistent with the accounts of the officers. He also told reporters that the Marine had received counseling and psychiatric assistance. In crime news, a busy week for the Royal Bahamas Police Force as a total of 5 arrests were made on this past Thursday. Those arrests were all in connection with drug-related offenses. These arrests came as part of a continued execution by police of the Commissioner's Criminal Investigations and Solvability Policing Plan of 2021. Taking place at various points across Abaco and Grand Bahama, the first arrest was made as a team of officers from the Southwestern Division executed a search warrant on a residence in the Schooner Lane area of South Bahamia. During their search, a quantity of suspected marijuana was discovered. As a result, an adult male occupant of the home was taken into custody. Later that same day, while on mobile patrol in the Hepburn Town area of 8 Mile Rock, police observed a gray Acura TSX with 3 male occupants acting suspiciously. After a failed attempt to stop the vehicle, police were led on a high-speed chase during which they observed the driver throwing an object from the inside of the vehicle. Moments later, the vehicle came to a stop, at which time the 3 men were taken back to the area the object was discarded. Officers conducted a search of the area and found a clear plastic bag containing a quantity of suspected marijuana. As a result, the 3 men were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs. Hopping over to Abaco, where a team of officers from the Cooperstown Police Station were in routine mobile patrol when they stopped a white Buick for a traffic offense when the driver was observed acting suspiciously. As a result, police conducted a search of the vehicle, where a large black garbage bag containing 15 packages of suspected marijuana, and a further search revealed a second bag in the trunk of the vehicle containing a similar quantity of suspected marijuana. Police also confiscated $665 believed to be the proceeds of crime. The adult male occupant was taken into custody. Investigations into all these matters are ongoing. Opposition leader Michael Pintard paid a courtesy call on Thursday to the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation. They addressed a number of matters of national importance. Mr. Pintard added that the opposition thought it was important to meet with the Chamber of Commerce.
To do several things. One, we wanted to look at several themes that we could collaborate with them on, one of which would be, of course, the ease of doing business. The second is to give them the assurance of our commitment for the ongoing operation of businesses. In this COVID environment, we believe it's absolutely necessary for businesses to remain open and functioning as long as those businesses are following the requisite health and safety protocols. And so we had an opportunity to talk about that and our commitment to balancing protecting lives with protecting livelihoods. We also talked about the need for a tax policy that is progressive in the sense that VAT puts an undue burden on struggling families and working class families, and the Bahamas has to come up with a tax policy that empowers all of its citizens.
Mr. Pintard adds that those owing a tremendous amount of money must pay their fair share of taxes. The Marco City MP also noted that the Chamber of Commerce and the opposition also talked about the redevelopment of the city of Nassau and building employee capacity and training programs. He shared what he expected to achieve with the Chamber.
We have some institutional memory of things that we would have done while in government that we are able to share. The posture we're taking now, we're in fact the government in waiting, and we, in a very mature way, a measured way, will be collaborating with the government. So as we work with the Chamber, we are recommending some things to them. They as well are trying to get a sense from us, what is the strategic plan we have going forward. So we believe there are a number of areas where we would be able to collaborate with each other.
Also on hand for the courtesy call was Free National Movement Member of Parliament for St. Anne's, Mr. Adrian White, attorney Heather Hunt, and business executive Gadville McDonald. And $150 million is the price tag on the Grand Lucayan Resort. At least that's what the government is hoping to sell the resort for over on Grand Bahama. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, gave reporters an update on where the government is at with the property. The DPM says 6 credible buyers are interested in buying and more are coming to the table.
We now have the board in place. We are retaining a broker who is going to be managing the process for us. As you would imagine, this is a very attractive property, an attractive offering. It's the anchor for Grand Bahama, and therefore we're seeing new potential participants in this bid coming forward every day. So we are seeking to get through that initial pre-qualification stage over the next 6 weeks, and then we will have a short list of potential buyers, and hopefully at that point we'll come back and give another update.
Last month, the boards of the Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited and Lucayan Beach Casino Holdings Limited, by mutual consent, terminated the 2020 purchase agreement between themselves and Bahamas Ports Investment Limited, a joint venture partnership between Royal Caribbean Cruise Line and the ITM Group. DPM Cooper said bad terms negotiated under the Minnis administration and lack of clarity on how quickly the project would be advanced were to blame for the failed deal.
Naturally, we're desirous to see some Bahamians in the process. I've always maintained that Bahamians should participate more in the tourism industry, and if we can find a group where there's Bahamian participation, we would be delighted. Well, it depends on what they bring to the table. There's going to be a set of criteria that we're going to look at in selecting bidders for the shortlist. There has to be a very clear vision. There has to be significant resources financially, and they must demonstrate this in clear terms, and they must share the vision for Grand Bahama and the outlook for tourism in Grand Bahama and the Bahamas.
The DPM says the redevelopment of the resort has the potential to cause a lot of spin-off opportunities for smaller resorts and other businesses, including the Port Lucayan Marketplace. Well, that does it for news this evening. Once again, I'm Leah Cooper, and from all of us here at JCN News, have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.